A rivalry renews out west in Irvine, California at Championship Soccer Stadium. It's Orange County SC taking on Sacramento Republic FC. Today's broadcast presented by Raising Cane's. Alongside Eric Dobranski, I'm Jack Edwards here in the broadcast booth. Incredibly excited to bring you this matchup here today. These teams have met a lot historically. It's going to be a 29th meeting. It's been dead even. 11 wins apiece, 6 draws in those meetings. It's always competitive. Last year, a win for Sacramento and a dramatic 2-2 draw that resulted in a goalkeeper goal from Colin Schotler.
And Jack always has a big game feel. When these two teams meet, it means something, whether it's playoff positioning or bragging rights. There's always something a little extra in the air, and it's always a tight, intense matchup.
Looking at how these teams have entered into today, first off for Orange County, they opened the season off with a 4-2 win over Oakland. Since then, a bit hit or miss, a draw with Lexington and no goals in their last 2.
And those 6 goals scored were in the first 2 matches, scored by 6 different goal scorers. Now they're just finding a massive disparity in both boxes. They've conceded, and then they haven't scored in 180 minutes.
Bryce Jamison transferred to Colorado Rapids. He's still with the side, though, on loan. He's going to be tonight's player to watch, presented by Liuna. He's an important player, got his first start last match. They want him to get back firing.
And he's getting into form and possesses the ability to be a multi-dimensional threat for this side.
Now on the Sacramento front of things, they're trying to get themselves back in form as well. Their last 3 games have also not resulted in wins. They've conceded 4 goals after the 85th minute.
It's fine margins, Jack, and that's what it's been defining this opening part of the season for Sacramento Republic. They're getting themselves into valuable spaces in the attack, but as you can see by the conversion rate, they rank with 14%. They're towards the bottom of the USL Championship.
Russell Cicerone is going to be a key component for this Sacramento side coming into this match here today, trying to get back to winning ways for the first time since the very first game of the season against New Mexico United. He has 2 goals, 1 assist, and was a nominee for March Player of the Month.
When a match is screaming and begging for a goal, that is when Russell Cicerone is at his best. Clutch performer, he has a knack for delivering in those big moments, and a true definition of a dual threat with the assists and the goal conversions that he can produce.
A first meeting this year between these two sides. It always provides a treat. What's in store across these 90 minutes between Orange County and Sacramento Republic? We find out after this break. Lineups and then kickoff from Irvine, California.
At the Pickup Family Neurosciences Institute, we function as a unit. Neurosurgery and neurology, physical medicine and rehab, physical therapy. It's patient-focused, patient-centered care. The future of the neurosciences at Hoag is filled with promise. We are at the cusp of incredible advancements and innovations that are truly going to transform medical care and its delivery. Patients don't just get a doctor when they come to Hoag, they get Team Hoag.
I'm Jay, and as founder of Omega, I understand that as a business owner, you've got a lot in your mind. Let the tax credit ninjas at Omega get you the money. It's rightfully yours. It's not too late to score big on tax credits, but you gotta act fast.
Kids grow up fast. You know when I first started noticing it? When I stopped getting hugs. With Command IQ, I found a way to get the hugs back. Watch.
Dad, the Wi-Fi is down.
Oh, let me see if I can.
Packs the same Toyota trusted hybrid powertrain, but delivers premium performance and more luxury. Why pay RAV4 prices when you get more with the CX-50 hybrid? And while Toyota dealers struggle with inventory, we have CX-50 hybrids in stock now at Tustin Mazda. Better tech, better value. Skip the wait. Buy a Mazda CX-50 hybrid now at Tustin Mazda.
This match is presented by Raising Cane's, the official chicken finger of OCSC. Orange County SC taking on Sacramento Republic FC. Tonight's starting lineups are presented by Zolfagari Law Firm. For Orange County, first off, some boosts. Ryan Dogman comes back after suspension. Liam McKinnon, a first start for his side.
Dynamic front line, spearheaded by Ethan Zubak, Kevin Partita, and Kyle Scott. The engines in that midfield. You just mentioned Ryan Dogman back from his red card suspension. he is that threat in both boxes. He's a high-quality defender, and in the attack, it's his timing and recognition as an invited wide player.
After a 1-1 draw against Louisville that head coach Neil Collins described as a playoff field, they make one change. Jack Gurr not in the side, Ryan Spalding comes in.
And with their identity, it's a group that's aggressive with their press and collective in those cues, and in that pressing, it's enhanced by Freddie Kleeman, his aerial dominance, it just runs the show. The midfield maestro, Rodriguez, he's going to look to pull the strings. He can play make from those deeper positions.
We are moments away from first kick between these two sides. We mentioned in the open the history between them. Last year's two meetings both had some drama. In the most recent one here at Championship Soccer Stadium, it was the visitor Sacramento who won. They got the scoring started 15 seconds in. We have our first whistle from Elton Garcia. Will somebody score within 15 seconds? Jack Edwards, Eric Dobransky on hand to see if a similar bit of early theatrics were to come here today between these two sides. And officially now, we will have a goal later than how they opened things last year. And in the second meeting, there was a goalkeeper goal. Colin Shuttler, who's in net for Orange County, scored. Just became the third goalkeeper in USL Championship history to score in a match. As this one's knocked upfield. That header won by Benalcazar. Early opportunity for Sacramento in the attack. Cicerone out of his feet, clips one in the box, and that shot goes over the goal. So a shot within 40 seconds off target. We build you up into today's match. We can look at our keys to the game presented by Patterson Auto. Walk me through this, Eric.
For Orange County, it's turning stops into starts, being solid and organized defensively, using that structure defensively to open up what they possessed in those first two games. It was a dynamic, multi-dimensional attack. So use the defense to spark that attacking presence, and then for Sacramento, capitalizing on pressure, turning some of those high-pressing moments, that involvement, the ability to turn teams over higher up the field, and then execute at a high clip in the final third.
This one's over the top. One for Jamison to run on to. Vidiello gets there first. Puts a foot through it. That one's flicked along. There's appeals for handball. Here's Benalcazar. Returned. Midfielder dropping quite deep. Here's Shuttler. Brings himself under some pressure. Lewis Jamison trying to win that one. Strong header out of play. It's going to be a throw-in for Orange County. Tonight's injury report is presented by Zulfagari Law Firm. Tristan Traeger listed for Orange County, none listed for Sacramento, but both teams who have been banged up earlier on in the season are beginning to get healthy. There are big issues in the back line, especially for Sacramento. They at times are missing Lee Desmond, Nick Ross, Jared Timmer. They have Timmer in the back line for the game here today. A big one for Orange County is Ryan McKinnon, the reigning League One Golden Boot winner. He's putting some pressure on the ball right now. Had an injury, according to Danny Stone, on the very first day of preseason. He was coming off the bench in the last two games. He gets his first start for his new side, trying to prove himself in the USL Championship starting today.
And two teams that have navigated some early roster rotation. They've had to find their identity in a number of different shapes and forms.
Verano lays one off. Here's Cicerone trying to scoop one into the box. It's scraped away. Timmer wins that header. Silla comes onto it in the midfield. Zubac, a very physical presence up front, 6'3", coming off 11 goals last year, has one so far this year. He is a very prototypical number 9.
And it's so interesting, 5 weeks into the season, you talk to the coaches, you talk to players. Obviously, everybody kind of dealing with different things in terms of whether it's injuries, turnover.
Turned over. Silla can lay one off for Jamison. Opportunity here onto his right foot. Sits one down. Rolls it off for Silla, and it's just wide. The best chance of the match comes 4 minutes in. Danny Vidiello up screaming after a poor turnover by the defense.
And did everything right, but hit frame at the end. You almost thought that Jamison took too long on the ball, but the attention that he commanded, bringing 3 Sacramento Republic players over, and just rolls out the red carpet for Scylla and just unable to put this on target.
That's a good chance. That's a really good chance when we look back on these first 45 minutes on this match. It's one of those that you'd love to have back if you're Usman Scylla.
And those are fine margins that coaches and players continue to talk about through matches. Good ball over the top, offside here.
So it was Liam McKinnon who was whistled off there. A man from Lausanne, Switzerland, coming off an electric year for the Greenville Triumph. Across 32 appearances in all competitions, he had 21 goals, 8 assists. He was USL League One first team, all league. In 2023, he had some nice moments. He had a 4-goal game, but he only had 7 goals all season, 4 assists on top of that through 29 appearances in his first professional season after a collegiate career at Villanova. So he really made a massive leap from year 1 to year 2. This is a good play through the midfield. Scylla able to roll one, aiming for Jamison. It's intercepted, but a bright start for Orange County. They still have it back here. Here's Scott. He's forced backwards.
Yeah, it almost looked like the upgraded opportunity was to go to Ethan Zubak. Jamison making that darting run. You don't have to play him. Zubak was wide in that half space.
Dogman to McKinnon, the touch, always ambitious to keep that one in play.
And you mentioned it just a minute ago, a positive start for Orange County, but this is where Danny Stone has seen his team do very well. They've started games out fast, they've played on the front foot, they've been aggressive, but it's the timeliness of converting and rewarding yourself for some of the work that you're doing here early on. I mean, you look at that game against Monterey Bay, what a ball.
Over the top, it was aiming for Zubak. Again, Vidiello having to provide some sweeper-keeper actions. This one, again, just knocked upfield. Zubak well offside. Not even going to try and attack for that one.
They were electric to start that Monterey Bay match, and were not able to convert any opportunities there in that first 15-20 minutes, and then Monterey Bay crept themselves back into the game. They started to play on the front foot. They created some opportunities, and then by the end of the match, it's a 3-0 game, and you look at it, pleased with the beginning portion of the match, but you just were not able to sustain it. So a dynamic start for Orange County, but you see 2 loud opportunities, and you don't see any goals for them.
Benalcazar, Dogman an important return to the side. It was interesting talking to Danny Stone about his role. They had to play him a bit higher due to some unavailabilities in the forward line. It meant Pedro Guimaraes started all 4 games at 17 years old. They like the youngster and where he's at, but it really was out of necessity they had to thrust a 17-year-old into 4 starts. Now with McKinnon in left wing, Dogman can slide back to his normal left back role. Here's Jamison, using his speed to latch onto the end of a ball that might have been hopeless for a moment. Skips past one, Jamison lays it off for Scylla. 2 times we've seen that now, Eric, and Scylla again gets under it and puts it in the stands.
Getting himself into some threatening space, but just not connecting the way he wants to. Pushed one wide early, and then skies this one. You just need to add a bit of composure to that strike.
Usman Scylla, a player with a lot of potential, coming off a year in MLS Next Pro with Houston Dynamo 2. He played 24 matches, had 7 goals, 6 assists, and that was coming off a great collegiate career at Clemson. He won the Mac Herman Trophy after they were the NCAA champions in 2023, drafted 55th, and now he's at the USL Championship level with Orange County, trying to get his first goal contributions here today.
Well, this is a group for Orange County and Danny Stone that when you look at it, player attributes, characteristics, they complement each other extremely well. I mean, you look at this front line, Zubak, Jamison, McKinnon, they all do things so differently, but they do them in a way that complement each other's game. And then you do that in midfield, it's the same thing. And you go down the line. So it's a team that is trying to build that consistency in both boxes, and a lot of that starts with the 11 that they continue to roll out, obviously dealing with some things here and there.
Here's Zubak. It rolled back to him along that back line, one across frame, picks out Jamison, he keeps it alive. No one there to attack it immediately. Silla just can't quite get on that one, a miscommunication on the pass. It's cleared up field. Chested control down by Brewitt. Oh, that's a big coming together, but it was a good win of the ball. Both players quickly back on their feet. And this one's spread across by Scott for Dogman. Dogman layers one in for McKinnon at the end line, fires it across frame, and it's parried away by Vitiello. He's appealing for offside. He thought the flag should have gone up. What a chance for Ethan Zubak. Under pressure now, trying to build out our Sacramento. Here's Christian Pirano. Does well to move it into some space, trying to spray one out wide. It's gonna bounce kindly for Cicerone. Far side. Delivered into the box. It's caught by Shuttler. He'll knock one up quickly. I don't think he wanted that to go where it ended up going. It's turned back over quickly. This game providing some good action, some good chances, mostly going for the way of the home side in the first 10.5 minutes. Timmer. Going down under the challenge was Pirano. It's knocked out. It'll be a Sacramento throw-in.
And Pirano is a player that is an absolute handful. Just asks so many different questions. So we see Danny Stone looking on. He's going to be pleased with the start that he sees from his team, but again, you're going to look at the scoreboard, and it's still 0-0. So you can be as pleased as you want, but when you haven't converted and you don't hold a lead.
Sacramento cuts one back. It's going to squirm top of the box. Moved along, far side, low effort. It was Ryan Spalding who had his shot deflected along the way. He's playing on the left-hand side. A team that is, again, dealing with some absentees. Player that was very effective for Sacramento last year. We've talked about already Liam McKinnon making the leap from year one in League One, year two to championship. Well, he's kind of following the Trevor Ammon path in that sense, where he had 2 great years at Northern Colorado, set the league record for goals before moving and becoming the leading scorer last year for Sacramento. He was on the bench for the first 4 games, Ammon was. He's not in the squad here today, just hasn't been preferred as of yet, as there's a turnover here on a poor pass from Zubak. Here's Spalding. A tackle from behind by Silla is clean, and it bounces out for a throw-in. But it's been Lewis Jamison, the Scottish striker, has been the main man preferred up top. Actually, the referee's changing his mind. He thinks it's a throw-in for Orange County. Jamison's been the man up front for Sacramento so far this year.
Psychologically, for both these teams, who can strike first? Who can draw first blood? You have a Sacramento Republic side that created so many chances against FC Tulsa and conceded in the 87th minute off a set piece. Great tackle.
Oh. It's gonna be yellow. And I think that's exactly what every single player in blue is saying. That was what appeared to be really good tackle, but it's one of those fine margin ones. And Elton Garcia thought it was a bit too aggressive, and he's booked. Scott, let's see it again.
Yeah, you felt like the timing. As long as Elton Garcia is consistent with what he sees the rest of the match, because I don't see a foul and a yellow card. I mean,
I saw a brilliant tackle too.
Yeah, that's so. I mean, but
feels doubly harsh on an Orange County front that not only goes against you, but now one of your midfielders has to toe the line. He's on a yellow now.
Yeah, I have a ton of respect for Elton Garcia, so he was obviously felt he was in position to make that call. And
it tees up a free kick now. Michel Benitez over it, puts one in the mix, pushed up. It's a good header one. Silla, that's a good pair of flicks to move that one along. Rolled for Jamison. able to stretch his legs, rolls one across. Zubak rounds the keeper and can't get it past the defender. They say it went out of play first as well. It's going to be a goal kick for Sacramento. A lot of chances for Orange County in 15 minutes, but no goals as of yet. Ethan Zubak comes closest this time.
And you can see the thumbs up there by Ethan Zubak, because this ball across from Jamison is just exquisite. And if that touch right there from Ethan Zubak comes off, I mean, what a goal this would have been for Orange County. You're 2 passes in and you're behind Sacramento Republic. What a first 15 minutes of this match Orange County has had. But with that said, they have had to deal with some Sacramento Republic chances. I mean, you play a high quality team like Sacramento Republic, they're gonna problem solve. They're gonna be collaborative, they're gonna be collective.
This one squirms. Silla trying to use his strength, was trying to spring Jamison, couldn't quite pull it off. Flipped forward, sprayed out of play. It's going to be a throw-in. Well, the only way to ensure that you're here for all the action in 2025 is by joining the season ticket holder family. You can earn exclusive gifts, benefits, and access to the best seats in the house. Get yours today at orangecountysoccer.com/season-tickets. A good crowd on hand here today in the 5,000-seater stadium at Championship Soccer Stadium. It's a free kick for Sacramento Republic. These are 2 teams who played each other a lot over the years, Eric, stretching all the way back to 2014. It's been competitive, it's been even. 11 wins apiece, 6 draws, trying to break that tie in the all-time series. That's a ball through the middle. It's a really good ball. Silla plays it along, under hit for Zubak.
And that's where Orange County's been so effective, is their ability to break multiple lines with one ball. When you can play a threaded ball that breaks not only the front line and the midfield and provides your attacking presence to be on the front foot, to be on that half turn and have numbers and spacing to complement it, I mean, you're gonna find yourself playing at a very friendly pace.
Spalding keeps it in play. Poked away. It's a chance for Scott to pick his head up. Moves one out wide. They've gotten McKinnon in some space a few times now. Dogman sprinting forward as an option. Here's Dogman, drags it across. What a save. No, it creeps in. So close for Vitiello, but Ethan Zubak opens the scoring. They were knocking on the door, and Zubak, with his 2nd of the year, kicks it down.
What an explosive run of play from Orange County. This ball from Kyle Scott, it finds the isolation of McKinnon, and then the commitment from Ryan Dogman to get forward and know that that man, Ethan Zubak, just lives where goals are scored and will always find himself lurking in that 6-yard box to tuck a goal away.
If I'm gonna poo-poo on things a little bit, that might go down as an own goal for Danny Vitiello. He might have saved it and accidentally knocked it in. That's what the officials might say, but we're giving it to Ethan Zubak for number 2. He's had a few good chances already, deserving this goal. And this Orange County goal scored by Ethan Zubak in the 18th minute, presented by Hogue. They lead 1-0, and I think a deserved lead from our vantage point, Eric.
It is, and that front line, that 3, I mean, you just have to be, we're only 19 minutes in this match, so I don't want to go overboard, but what you're seeing from the 3 and the way that they're able to move off of each other, it's refreshing to see. It's fluid, it's multidimensional, it's explosive. I mean, the ability for McKinnon to drop in, create that isolation, Jamison's ability to stretch back lines, And Ethan Zubak, he can just wander and find space and do what he does best, locate and hunt areas that are of danger.
It's played upfield, bounces out. It's going to be a throw-in for Sacramento. It was interesting talking to Danny Stone. He mentioned with Bryce Jamison getting his first minutes of the entire calendar year, really, last match against Las Vegas on the road. They have him in the team to be a dangerous, threatening, forward-running winger. He's signed now for Colorado Rapids. That deal done, the biggest sale in Orange County history, one of the biggest in league history. He'll be with the side for the rest of the year to continue his development. And we've seen his dynamism, and he wasn't even involved in that goal, really. Just shows the strength of this front three to start. It's a good group as well for Sacramento, but they found themselves on the back foot in the early stages. They win it back here. Here's Cicerone. He's clipped. Referee playing advantage in the end says that there was not enough advantage to be played. It's a free kick.
And that advantage leads to Pirano getting crunched by Benalcazar.
Not much love lost between these teams.
No. But I also want to go back to the point you were just making, because it's an excellent point. And that goes back to the complement of this three, that when you're not even involved in the play, but you occupy so much attention that it frees up that area and that space and that run. I mean, there is a lot to like from what this can become. And it's early on, and there's a sustainability factor that you have to continually look at, but they are off to a flying start in this match.
Here's Dominic Vonner carrying this one forward. A step over, lays it off for Pirano out of his feet. To the back post, it's overhit. Shuttler rises highest to claim.
Now you got to do it in this box. You have to do it in the defensive box, because you are conceding an average of 2 goals a game right now. And that is something that is not sustainable in terms of if you have the ambitions that this club has. You can't be overcoming that kind of deficit. Obviously, that 1-0 against Las Vegas, that late, conceding late. But in the first 2 matches, the conceding of goals was almost masked by the goal scoring.
Conceded 4 in the first 2. They scored 6, though. That's not a rate that you really find sustainable, as Scott lifts this one up in the midfield. Dogman. It goes between the legs of McKinnon. Dogman gets there. 1 assist today already for the fullback. Stepping onto it, it's going to be last touched by Dogman. Let's follow up on that point of form for Orange County. They played against Las Vegas on the road last time out. As our good friend and colleague Josh Appel said, Knight Pickering said night in the 93rd minute late on in that match. So a heartbreaker to drop that point. They were coming off a 3-0 defeat against Monterey Bay. They had just 4 points entering today for Orange County. And on the flip side, it's a similar story for Sacramento. They only have 1 win as well. That was also in the season opener. We'll double back to that in a moment as Liam McKinnon is in the attacking third. His hand went up, and that's going to be, what was that, a free kick? Against Sacramento. So Jared Timmer went down, claiming that he was caught by the hand of Liam McKinnon. I believe the referee is giving a free kick going the way of Orange County.
Liam McKinnon, and it looks like Liam McKinnon is the one that gets that left arm up.
He definitely catches him in the face.
And I wonder if Elton Garcia is looking at the tug of the jersey before that.
It would be especially cruel to say you got slapped in the face. You get that was a foul against you. Your face shouldn't have been there.
And this is a familiar territory for Benalcazar. This is exactly, almost the exact position that he striked against Oakland Roots in that opener.
Yeah. Benalcazar will take it. Gets under that one. Goes out into the crowd. We'll check out all the new arrivals for the 2025 season. This week's new arrivals features the Back to Blue collection, including a royal blue and orange scarf, as well as fan favorites, Sportstique Ultra Cozy hoodies and t-shirts. Visit OCSCshop.com. touched on it a little bit with Sacramento before that attacking move, but they won that season opener against New Mexico, reigning Western Conference regular season champs. Then a 2-2 draw with Colorado Springs that was underscored. It's going to be flag going up against Jameson. I think it was a free kick in the process. But they led as late as the 85th minute. They conceded penalties in the 86th and 97th minute, both scored by Justin Dillon. Frustration on both of those penalties for the timing of the challenge and why they were given against Tulsa. They conceded in the 87th minute against Taylor Calera. That was the lone goal in a 1-0 defeat. And then against Lou City, the reigning Players' Shield winners. You have a 1-0 lead. It's the 98th minute. You're trying to clear the ball, and you kick it off the head of Amadou Dia, and it goes into your own goal. It was a as fluky goal as you'll see. So for Sacramento, they have to be incredibly frustrated to only have 5 points this point of the season.
Well, and we had asked Neil Collins about what that messaging is kind of coming into some of those latter stages of matches. And he brought up a great point. It would be cruel and tough to be hard on his team, because all those goals were in such
strange
different, strange fashions. I mean, you look at the 2 penalties. It was valuable from both sides, because Sacramento Republic coming off that late equalizer against Lou City, that's got to be in their back of their mind. And then for Danny Stone and his group, going 180 minutes and not scoring for a team that felt like they were flying and doing so much right in that area of the field.
Scott to Jameson. Goal kick comes.
That matchup with Benitez and Jameson is going to be one to watch all night.
It is interesting. At times it's a back 4, at times a back 3 for Sacramento, and it's Michel Benitez on the left side of that defensive shape. At 5'6", whenever he's almost playing as a center back, you don't see very many center backs at just 5'6", a player who plays out wide a lot in Benitez.
And that just goes to his positioning and his timing. I mean, that's something for a player. When you read the game so well as Benitez does, you can put yourself in advanced positions and positions where you don't necessarily have to go up and win the ball. You can body out, box out. You can do a lot of different things that put you in positive positions to win possession. But I think right now he's just dealing with McKinnon and Jameson and their threat in behind.
Yeah. Played forward. There's the other Jameson, Lewis Jameson. Signed for the side in January from St. Mirren. He had loans to Clyde, Inverness, as well as Wraith Rovers. Most recently, last year, he was under Neil Collins when he spent his time at Wraith Rovers before making the return to the United States and to the USL Championship. Of course, Neil Collins, just an incredible, about 4.5 years or so with the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Made it to the final in 2021. They lost to Orange County. Orange County champions in 2021. Second place finishers that year. Ronaldo Damas, who has just been an ever-present dominant force in this league, was
just a
the key man in that game, scored 2 goals.
Yep.
Flicked along. Zubac puts one in the mix towards the back post. What a challenge by Benitez to get a toe to it and crawl it out. The 30th minute now. Here's Silla. Moves it out. Dogman. Dogman fakes one. Will try and play that one out. There's appeals that it last touched Sacramento. Orange County will have those fall upon deaf ears. It has been a very busy day in the USL Championship. Some big results across the country could have major shakeup in the standings. Obviously still a lot left in this game here today, but Orange County could climb as high as 7th if they are able to see out a win here today. Bottom of the table in the West, Oakland Roots, who really have struggled for much of this season, picking up just a massive result against Tulsa, 2-1 on the road. And we're seeing still not quite gone final yet between Miami FC and San Antonio, who entering last weekend were undefeated, 4 wins from 4, fell to Phoenix, and pointless, winless Miami FC, bottom of the East. They're climbing out of the basement if they can hold that result. Here's Vonner. Willie. Timmer. Creeps forward into the midfields. Cicerone popping up in a few different spots, trying to get onto the ball. Timmer. Vonner. Zuback coming from a forward position to press. Willie. Spalding. Here's Willie. Clips one across. Timmer creeping forward from his defensive position. Vonner. Step overs. His touch onto his left foot a little heavy. Both teams want it. And it's going to be a goal kick in the end. Well, if you're looking for the most flexible way to come down to the champ in 2025, our 10-ticket flip.
Going back to that Oakland Roots game, Gavin Glitton's side picking up massive 3 points after a disappointing performance against Rhode Island at home. Had a 10-minute stretch where they conceded 3 goals before the break and just were unable to climb out of that hole. 2 goals from Wolfgang Prentice tonight, a player that's really getting into form, and an Oakland Roots side that goes to host this Orange County side next on April 19th.
Here's Vonner. Plays one along. Moving infield, Pirano. Challenge is clean, says Elton Garcia. Spalding. After a slow start, Sacramento growing back into the game. They've had some possession these last few moments. They put one in the box. The header pushed up. Vonner brings it down out of the sky. Pirano. Here's Timmer overlapping from center back. Clips one in, brought down. Moved along, and always ambitious from Pirano. His shot attempt turned into a switch of play. It's rolled forward, aiming for Spalding. At the end line, stands one up. A challenge in the box. It comes to Timmer. His ball blocked. The header back towards goal, and Shuttler on his own goal line catches one. Wow, that was a lot happening there.
Yeah, a slew of opportunities that don't necessarily equate to a goal for Sacramento Republic, but they have Orange County pinned back in their own 18-yard box with plenty of numbers to be dangerous.
It's out for a throw now. That was a risky challenge at the back post.
It was,
to
yeah.
undercut Pirano. It goes back and forth. It's a 50-50 challenge for it. When the ball's in the air, you're not going for it. You leave the referee up to make a decision.
You do, 100%. And that's something where that risk reward, you feel like you're in a moment that you've got to make a play, and you're going to put the referee in that decision-making mode. Obviously, in that situation, no harm, no foul. You don't concede the penalty,
yeah.
and obviously you can preserve a 1-0 advantage. But you can start to see Sacramento Republic creep themselves back into this game, starting to find some momentum. They've got the attacking presence to put on a show as well. I mean, Pirano, we have not seen heavy involvement from him, but when he has been on the ball, he has been terrific.
Scott has been quarterbacking this attack for Orange County, spraying passes left and right. That one to McKinnon, got him one-on-one, but it's taken off his foot. Benalcazar, Silla, a good touch to bring it down, now at his feet again. Moves it out to Dogman. Dogman, right-footed, towards the back post. Jamison attacks it. And that one goes out of play. Well, the USL kicks off on Sunday on the CBS Sports Network. The Birmingham Legion will try to derail the fast-starting El Paso Locomotive. That match here tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific on the CBS Sports Network. Took 101 minutes, but Miami FC have gone final over Sacramento. Look at those results. On the road, 2-1 wins for the two teams at the bottom of the West and the East. Anybody can beat anybody in this conference, in this league.
For San Antonio, 2 losses to teams that hadn't collected a win in the season. And for San Antonio, their 2nd straight game without Mitchell Tainer.
So that's going to be a foul. Neil Collins bark out instructions there. Cicerone was riding that tight line of, if I tug this guy down, maybe he doesn't call the whistle and I have a chance in the box. But it's one of those as a referee, it's really hard to sit on your whistle when a defender goes down in the box. So it's Colin Shuttler. It bears repeating again, maybe the 3rd time I've said it already, but he has scored against this team. One of the more remarkable moments, it was the season opener in 2024. He just climbed highest on a corner. It was do or die, and in the 96th minute, he got his head to it and made things 2-2. That was the 6th draw all time between these two teams. He launched us back into play with a booming ball upfield. Scott. McKinnon gets there first. His touch a little heavy. It's going to be a throw in here. Danny Stone looking on. Was the interim for the back end of last season. He came in, was named the interim coach for the rest of 2024 on August 29th. They lost their first match against Las Vegas when they went 8 games unbeaten to get themselves into the playoffs, finished 6th. Picked up 1 playoff win, and then for the 2nd straight season, they lost to the eventual champions in extra time. Jameson is claimed by Vidiello. But in 2023, they lost to Phoenix Rising 2-1 in extra time. And in 2024, it was the Colorado Springs Switchbacks who defeated Orange County in extra time. It's been a rite of passage for the last 2 years for champions to beat Orange County in dramatic fashion. Still a long, long way to go.
This shows you the depth in the West.
It does.
You make the playoffs and you're peaking at the right time. I mean, and that's that area where you blend the thought of how you start a season, because I think a lot of teams, you put an emphasis on the start because you want to make that first impression. You want to put yourself ahead of the game. You don't want to be playing catch up. But then you look at Colorado Springs Switchbacks. They went winless in 5 last year.
Yeah. So you're saying there's a chance for Hartford Athletic, who are winless so far this year. Their game this morning postponed against Indy 11. They've only played 4 so far. But it was a slow start for Colorado Springs in 2024. So after a quick start for Orange County, slowed down a little bit. Sacramento growing into things. Possession slightly in the favor of the visiting side. Shots, though, and the strength of them significantly in favor of Orange County. They're out shooting Sacramento 7-2. And if you're an expected goals believer, it's 1.39 to 0.06. Cicerone is touch heavy. That's a brilliant pass outside of the foot. McKinnon gets there first, and Silla can drive to the defense. He's got Zubak. Defenders behind him. Silla rolls it along. Zubak won today off the crossbar. So close to a brace.
And this is where the influence of a high-level goalkeeper comes into play. You know that you almost have to do something incredibly special to beat Vidiello from this angle because he has so much coverage. And Ethan Zubak almost wraps that ball around, but beats Vidiello, but hits the crossbar. What a end to the first half that would have been if you could take a 2-0 advantage into the break. And what you were saying just a few moments ago, that dynamic play is kind of dissipated and sputtered from Orange County. They were on the ability to play in front of the back line and behind, and now it's really been in front of them. And that break right there is one of those big opportunities.
Rolled over the top by Willie. Jamison puts the brakes on, rolls it back. Cicerone, his shot scuffed, and it goes wide. Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. From the Academy to the big leagues, Select is there every step of the way. You can visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select is the player's choice, as Colin Shuttler waves the players forward before kicking one of those aforementioned Select balls in the final minutes of our first 45. Strong header. Ross, who has been very tidy in the midfield. Dogman. Stretching plays. McKinnon gets past the defender. He's brought down. That's going to be a free kick. And it's going to be potentially a yellow card as well. We'll see if that's the decision. It is indeed the decision. A yellow card for Dominic Bonner. So both him and Kyle Scott now booked, as we have a free kick in a dangerous spot to come.
And it's Liam McKinnon, the ability to, you see him take a peek. He knows that big touch will put the defender in such a difficult position, and Bonner forced to make that tackle and forced into a yellow card. And now any of those isolation moments, you feel the freedom to go attack because he's sitting on a yellow, and now dangerous free kick because you have a number of options.
Line of white trying to defend it. Silla to the back post. It's pushed up and away. First time scuffed into the box. That one's knocked towards goal, and a chance out of nothing after a brilliant tackle. Goes just wide of frame.
And you get that clipped ball in to that back post. You're looking for that header back across the face of goal. A good last-minute intervention from Sacramento Republic. But Ethan Zubak seemed to almost sneak one through traffic there at the end.
It's 1-0 Orange County. Ethan Zubak with a goal in the 17th minute.
And I don't want to take away anything from the other two lines for Orange County, but this midfield is high octane right now. They are working on both sides of the ball. Kyle Scott, Osman Zilla, Partita.
It's back to Shuttler, and he had to be careful. He was under a lot of pressure. His ball only goes as far as Spalding in the left wing-back role for the Republic. Far side of the field, Cicerone, surrounded by two in blue. That's good work. Ethan Zubak in a physical tussle, 6'3" forward. Does not go down easily. That ball bending out of play. It's a throw in for Sacramento.
And that's that down press from Orange County, that ability to be physical, be commanding with your presence, giving nothing to Sacramento Republic.
That one's just knocked forward. Didn't take a deflection along the way. It's going to be out for a goal kick. Soccer season is here, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site. SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats. Throw in Orange County.
And for Sacramento Republic, which of these players is going to be the one that flips the switch for this team and finds that attacking moment, that whether it's a wide service and the quality and the precision, or that final pass or shot in those opportunities, because you have 4 shots right now, 1 on target, have 6 touches in Orange County's box, whereas Orange County has 13.
Stoppage time presented by Zulfikari Law. There's 2 minutes added on at the end of our first 45. It's Kyle Scott, comes under a lot of pressure. It's turned over. A heavy touch, though. Knocked away, no nonsense. It'll roll out to Neil Collins in the technical area for Sacramento. Good first touch from the coach there. Willie. It's underrated, the importance of a first touch for a coach to quickly get the ball back into play. Here's Spalding. Sweeping ball into the box, headed away. Nodded back centrally. Not fully dealt with. That boot forward will do more of a trick. It bounces. Vidiello. Zubak trying to flick one along. Silla. Cicerone. Vonner. Vonner carrying to the end line, puts a low one into the box on the turn. That's a dangerous pass backwards, and it's cleared away by Colin Shuttler. There's a slight push from behind, and the pressure is gone for Sacramento. But that's one of those where heart and mouth moment for everyone at home for Orange County. We're into the final seconds, final moments, final whistle of our first 45 from Elton Garcia. Orange County hold a 1-0 lead as we enter halftime. Your thoughts on the first 45, Eric?
For Sacramento Republic, it's final actions. It's finding that mix of, yes, keeping possession, but being brave in some of those moments where space is limited. And then for Orange County, score the next goal. Whatever that looks like, whether that's in vertical play, whether that's in build-up play, some of the transition moments that they've created, score the next goal, manage the second half of this match, because this is a team that's conceded 7 of their 8 goals in the second 45.
An end-to-end first 45 minutes between Orange County SC and Sacramento Republic FC. Ethan Zubak has the goal that separates the two sides as we enter halftime. It's been a very busy Saturday in the USL.
At the Pickup Family Neurosciences Institute, we function as a unit. Neurosurgery and neurology, physical medicine and rehab, physical therapy. It's patient-focused, patient-centered care. The future of the neurosciences at Hoag is filled with promise. We are at the cusp of incredible advancements and innovations that are truly going to transform medical care and its delivery. Patients don't just get a doctor when they come to Hoag, they get Team Hoag.
I'm Jay, and as founder of Omega, I understand that as a business owner, you've got a lot in your mind. Let the tax credit ninjas at Omega get you the money. It's rightfully yours. It's not too late to score big on tax credits, but you gotta act fast.
Kids grow up fast. You know when I first started noticing it? When I stopped getting hugs. With Command IQ, I found a way to get the hugs back. Watch.
Dad, the Wi-Fi is down.
Oh, let me see if I can fix it.
It's back. Thanks, Dad. You're the best.
With Command IQ, you can bring the hugs back.
It's halftime at Championship Soccer Stadium. Orange County with a 1-0 edge over Sacramento Republic. We can flash back. We've got some of the best moments of Week 5 with our goals and saves of the week.
Sacco. Margarita. Margarita! Oh, wow! What a goal for Phoenix! An avalanche in San Antonio and rising lead 2-1.
Back to Samadia. Puts one in the mix. The header towards goal. What a save. Hugo Faru comes up massive.
From the ball up high. Here comes Castro. Left wide for Evans, who cuts it in. A beautiful cross, an even better stop. Matt Levy takes one off the board.
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Whoa, termites can eat a pound of wood a day. Pound of wood a day.
Pound of wood a day. Pound of wood a day.
What's wrong, Daddy? Daddy? You okay?
Keep termites out of your home and your head with our premium guarantee that covers up to $250,000 in new termite damage. Before panic shows up, Terminix it.
Success doesn't come easy. It takes grit, hustle, and relentless effort. Every step forward brings you closer to greatness. This is your moment. Elevate your game. El Jimador Spiked Bebidas.
Oh, he finds the back of the net. Birmingham's on the board.
Overhead kick and it's in! 4-1 Locomotive!
RAV4 hybrid shoppers, listen up. You're paying more and getting less. The all-new Mazda CX-50 Hybrid packs the same Toyota trusted hybrid powertrain, but delivers premium performance and more luxury. Why pay RAV4 prices when you get more with the CX-50 Hybrid? And while Toyota dealers struggle with inventory, we have CX-50 Hybrids in stock now at Tustin Mazda. Better tech, better value. Skip the wait. Buy a Mazda CX-50 Hybrid now at Tustin Mazda. Think hybrid, think Mazda.
This week on USL All Access, Ryan Helfrich, president of the Tampa Bay Rowdies, joins us to talk their first game in 9 months at the stadium. In Division I and promotion and relegation for the Rowdies. Phoenix Rising knocking off the only perfect team remaining, and 5 teams waited until the 75th minute to salvage at least a point or better. Championship play is fast and furious. Things are starting to be wide open. Join us.
A lot of interesting content for All Access for sure this coming week. Orange County, a lot of action in that first 45 minutes between Sacramento. They hold a 1-0 lead, but change is sure to come for the visiting side. We can look at news and notes from across the league. San Antonio, Phoenix, it was a great game on CBS. It pulled a record viewership, 453,000 viewers. Carlos Llamosa, Abdulatif Abukura, the standout players. Abukura with 4 goals in March was absolutely electric for Loudoun United. And Rhode Island, with their new stadium, they're debuting on May 3rd. They've agreed for a naming rights partnership with Centerville Bank. It's been a busy day. We're rounding it out here today in the final slate all across the USL Championship. A massive 45 minutes coming up as well from Irvine, California. One more break, and then we have highlights, stats, second 45 between Orange County and Sacramento, with the home side holding a 1-0 edge.
At the Pickup Family Neurosciences Institute, we function as a unit. Neurosurgery and neurology, physical medicine and rehab, physical therapy. It's patient-focused, patient-centered care. The future of the neurosciences at Hoag is filled with promise. We are at the cusp of incredible advancements and innovations that are truly going to transform medical care and its delivery. Patients don't just get a doctor when they come to Hoag, they get Team Hoag.
I'm Jay, and as founder of Omega, I understand that as a business owner, you've got a lot in your mind. Let the tax credit ninjas at Omega get you the money. It's rightfully yours. It's not too late to score big on tax credits, but you gotta act fast.
Kids grow up fast. You know when I first started noticing it? When I stopped getting hugs. With Command IQ, I found a way to get the hugs back. Watch.
Dad, the Wi-Fi is down.
Oh, let me see if I can fix it.
It's back. Thanks, Dad. You're the best.
With Command IQ, you can bring...
This match is presented by Raising Cane's, the official chicken finger of OCSC. And once again, the Noah Benadou Foundation wants to remind fans to never drive drunk and get home safe. It's halftime at Championship Soccer Stadium after a back-and-forth first 45 minutes. Jack Edwards, Eric Dobransky here with you. It was a dynamic front three performance. Ethan Zubak heavily involved.
And a collective front three performance, and I know we see a lot of Ethan Zubak on the end of these deliveries, but Ryan McKinnon has been terrific. Jamison stretching this back line. You see this ball played across, and a simple touch by Ethan Zubak just drags it a bit too deep to keep this ball in play and tuck it away. But these were the questions that Orange County continued to ask of Sacramento Republic, and then they converted. Here in the 18th minute, the isolation from Ryan McKinnon, laid off to Ryan Dogman, and then Ethan Zubak tucks this one away, giving his team the 1-0 advantage. And that commitment, that run from Ryan Dogman cannot be understated. He sees the isolation, he sees that channel to run into, and then picking out his teammate. And Osman Zilla and this midfield have really controlled the tempo. That layoff, and then Ethan Zubak trying to wrap this around Danny Vidiello, and does just that, but there was a crossbar in the way.
So 55% possession for Sacramento. In the final 15 minutes of that half, they had 67% possession. But we talked during halftime, Eric, they just haven't been able to get that in the final third, and it reflects in the shots.
Yeah, and space is at a premium. There's going to be tighter, and that's where the possession numbers kind of got skewed, where Orange County retreated into their own area a bit quicker. They weren't able to regain possession as high up the field, so once that happened, they were able to drop in and get into shape. But for Sacramento, it's about finding that precision pass, that final action that breaks this game open and gets them the equalizer.
Two teams back out on the field for the second 45 minutes, just a few moments away. In these all blue kits, a bit of a different look for Orange County. They're the home side in the match here today, and the whites are Sacramento Republic. They've made a halftime change. Sebastian Herrera has come into the match. Making way, Lewis Jamison, who we mentioned him in the first 45. He joined the side after his relationship with Neil Collins over at Wraith Rovers when he was on loan from St. Mirren. He just struggled to get involved in the first half, so a change like for like in the forward ranks makes sense. Herrera comes on, Jamison makes way. We have our first whistle, and heading from right to left will be the visitors. An early push from Ethan Zubak sets the mood early, knocking down the 17-year-old Blake Willie. Knotted down. That's a challenge from behind, a foul from behind, alongside Eric Dobransky. Jack Edwards here with you for some late night USL Championship action. The final window of games. Elsewhere, Phoenix with a 1-0 lead over Detroit. 1-1 between Monterey Bay and Colorado Springs Switchbacks. Those games all at halftime as well. Sub you just saw on the top left of your screen. All substitutions are presented by MediQuip, turning setbacks into comebacks. As we have our first change at halftime. What tactical switches, if you're Neil Collins, if you're Sacramento, are you trying to implement to get yourself back into this game?
Be a bit more ruthless in when you do break pressure, the ability to be on the half turn and
Oh, that was acrobatic from Shuttler. It cannons off his opponent. It comes out for a throw, but you see Danny Stone almost saying, not there. Let's throw it anywhere else.
Well, and he can relate to the way that his team finished that first half with a lot of heart in throat moments where they played it back to Colin Shuttler and there was so much pressure already being put on. So don't want to see that be replicated 1 minute into the second half, especially when you're nursing a 1-0 lead. But going back to Sacramento Republic, it's the ability to receive, not only receive on the half turn, but to be progressive in your movement when that action is initiated, because you could see that possession shift. You could see some of the dynamic play that they possessed in the first 45, but it didn't equate to anything inside of Orange County's box. It was all in and around the 18-yard box, so you have to find that penetrating ball.
To put some stats behind that, touches in the opposition box, 12-6 in favor of Orange County, but that's despite a very similar 37-33 margin. So very similar in terms of final third entries, but in terms of getting in the box, Orange County were twice as productive. And just the general passes in the final third, it's interesting, but about 75% accuracy for Sacramento. Much less so for Orange County, who've been more high risk, high reward, maybe a bit less efficient, but they've been able to get into the opposition box a lot more efficient.
Yeah, and I think for Orange County, they've been diligent with when they're not able to turnover here.
Here's Jamison. Silla calling for it in the midfield. He gets it, rolls it back, aiming for Jamison, puts it across frame, and it creeps home. A slap of the ground in frustration. Jamison and Silla embrace. It's going to be an own goal, but the home fans won't care. Orange County double their lead in the first minutes of the second half.
And this is a prime example of you seeing early actions come to fruition in the latter parts of games and introduce themselves into the second half, because it has been the depth that Orange County has played with. They have been committed to finding that byline, and then once finding that byline, having those numbers in and around Danny Vitiello. So Sacramento Republic knew that they had to make a play there.
It's Gnarly's birthday party is the theme here today. It is a party atmosphere through 50 minutes. And Orange County, it's an unfortunate moment for the 17-year-old Blake Willie, who Looks very good despite his young age. That one's flicked along towards goal. It's claimed by Shuttler, but it's Willie who gets the last touch to it. And it's hard to really blame the young midfielder there. He's caught in an awkward position between the lines and just has to reach out to try and block a dangerous ball forward. And it's just a nightmare. Vitiello steps and it squeaks past the goalkeeper.
Yeah, and you know that if you're not the one to make the play, there are Orange County players to go tuck that away. So you're forced into a situation where you're trying to make the best available decision. And to your point, you can't fault him. He's just trying to make an effort play, and it just went wrong.
Flag goes up, it's offside. Interesting stat here. Orange County now have 3 goals scored in the first 15 minutes of the second half, more than any other team in the USL Championship so far this season. So the 2 coaches there. As Tom Brewitt prepares to play one back into play. Brewitt, the captain, 28-year-old defender from Liverpool, had a extensive youth career with the side. Just to recap on that moment, the Orange County goal is presented by Hogue. It was scored an own goal, an unorthodox way to get that one in the back of the net. Last touching, Blake Willie. This is played along. Just a drop of the head trying to sprint forward. Pirano does very well to win a free kick, turning nothing into something. He's brought down by Nico Benalcazar.
And that's where Orange County has done a good job tonight, limiting the involvement of Pirano and Cicerone. And it's more of the denial of entry passes. And then when they do allow those entry passes, it's where and when do you allow them to access that space, and then the recovery runs that make it very difficult for them to do what they do so well and break teams down. But Pirano earning this free kick, and Orange County have to be tidy on defending this.
Vonner, sweeping left-footed delivery, knotted down. No one there for Sacramento to attack that immediate ball, and scuffed delivery goes out for a goal kick. So no shots yet in the second half for either side. It's an own goal that has added to Orange County's lead, and it's a dream start for Orange County. It was just a 1-goal game. They had controlled the lion's share of major chances and opportunities, but they're able to get that second one across the line and just feel that much more comfortable holding this lead.
Yeah, I would dare to say every coach in this league would tell you that 2-0 is, they would want to push for a third and be in that comfortable position. But to get one this early, it always puts the opponent on the back foot, because you go into the locker room, the narrative is something different. You're only chasing a one goal disadvantage. And now, just a few moments in, you find yourself doubled in that score line, and now you gotta answer the bell and strike back quickly.
Cicerone returns it to Benitez. Benitez now to Kleeman. Sweeping pass forward. He's tried to be laid off there, not quite able to do it. Silla sits one down, drops a shoulder and sprints into the midfield. Looking at options left and right, and in the end, a pass way too central. Almost had an abundance of options and got confused there, but he sprints back, showing great defensive tenacity. Has to be careful against Pirano, who carries it towards the corner flag, cuts a pass back. Vonner, Willie, Cicerone dropping off the forward line. Cicerone, great challenge by Jameson. The forward putting in a defensive tackle. Now here's Zubak. The flag will stay down. Ethan Zubak all on his own right now, waiting for options, trying to create one himself, and it's bounced off his leg, and it's out now for a goal kick. Well, the only way to ensure that you're here for all the action in 2025 is by joining the season ticket holder family. You can earn exclusive gifts, benefits, and access to the best seats in the house. Get yours today at orangecountysoccer.com/season-tickets.
Ethan Zubak on that last play had gotten so much separation. Isolated, he didn't have any help.
It's fired through. Cicerone's touch behind him. Cleared up field. Zubak loses out to Benitez. Felipe flicked along. A clever first-time ball. Spalding puts one into the box. It squirms free, knocked away. No nonsense from Brewitt. Puts it out for a throw. Creeping forward. Delivered again to the box. That one's in the back of the net. What a response from Sacramento. They have the deficit, and it's a 2-1 game. Looks to be the substitute, Sebastian Herrera, who climbs up and nods one home.
And it's all about the timing and the delivery here. You don't get a lot of movement from Orange County defensively, so you haven't spread them open, you haven't pulled them apart. But when you have the quality and the precision in the delivery, and then you meet it with a timing of a header like that from Sebastian Herrera, what a timely goal. You cut this lead in half, and you put a lot more questions into your opponent's mind. You could see some of the reaction from Orange County.
What is that they say about 2-goal leads? Most dangerous in the sport. Sacramento, confident after one. This one scooped into the area. It's knotted down. Able to step forward is Grayson Duty. Brilliant ball, picks out Silla. That's a cynical challenge from behind. Quickly, the yellow card out of the pocket for Luis Felipe. I think everybody in the stadium, Luis Felipe most especially, knew that was going to be a yellow card.
Yeah, and this play had broken wide open and knew exactly what he was doing on that tackle to Usman Zilla, who is, to his credit, has left some offensive plays out there tonight that he would definitely want back. Some in the first half that, you know, you pull the trigger, one goes wide, one goes well over the crossbar. But it has not stopped him from doing some of the dirty work defensively, the tracking back, the down pressing, the tackling.
Brewitt gets play going again. He has been a magnet on that ball in dangerous positions. He's found himself in some great spots, Usman Silla has. He's waiting for his first goal contribution in his new colors since joining from Houston Dynamo 2. Does feel like a matter of time before he begins to get involved with goals, with assists. He had 7 goals, 6 assists last year. That's an awkward pass back, but it's well controlled and swung out wide to move the point of attack. Vonner moves it centrally. Benitez. Zubak hassling him from behind. Benitez clips one up for Cicerone, beaten to it. Zubak coming from an offside position, couldn't impact play. Kleeman into the midfield. Good first ball. That's going to be a free kick for Sacramento. A coming together between Partida and looked to have been Pirano. That means Benitez has a chance with this one to put some numbers forward. It's in an awkward spot, kind of central, and about halfway through the attacking half.
And this is going to be an important 5 minutes, Jack. And it's not going to come to define this match in any means, because it's just going to be a short spurt. But somebody's going to grab momentum from this next 5 minutes, and that momentum can carry on to a span from 5, 10, 15 minutes.
Benitez stands one up, nodded, a cross goal over the goal. It does feel like if you had to put that momentum one side or the other, it's going firmly on the way of Sacramento. After the header there from Luis Felipe, it's a half chance, but a clever ball in.
Yeah, good numbers, and then if you could bring this ball across the face of goal, you had Russell Cicerone just sitting there in that dangerous space, and that's always a nightmare sight.
Chris Hagar, Muhammadu War are both preparing to come into the game. We'll get you confirmation once those subs happen of who they're to come in for. Big aerial duel. It pops up. Cicerone wins that one. Partida goes down from a challenge from behind. No foul, says the referee. Quick one-touch passing, receives it to Cicerone. He gets it out of his feet. Herrera goes down, and that's going to be a free kick in favor of Sacramento. You can see Elton Garcia is on hand. He's prepared for the game to almost boil over. These teams very competitive, a 29th meeting all time in the USL Championship. 11 wins apiece. Orange County goals from Ethan Zubak and an own goal from Blake Willie. That lead halved by Sebastian Herrera. That's going to be a foul, and that's going to be a yellow card as well. Usman Silla is booked. And he becomes the second midfielder for Orange County on a yellow card. Now Kyle Scott, Usman Silla booked as we see some subs being prepped. That might be a factor for Danny Stone.
And the way that Elton Garcia is calling this game, for both these teams, way, yeah, you see him come right through. Yeah, well-deserved yellow card. This is going to play a big factor. Obviously, that is a foul and a yellow card. I'm just saying the way that both these teams are defending each other in those isolated moments, you could find yourself in some difficult situations moving forward, because both these teams have been very progressive when they do regain possession. They are thinking positive, and how do I go forward as quickly as possible?
So Usman Silla, his final contribution will be a mistimed challenge that he was booked for. He heads off the field, as does Bryce Jamison. So Jameson's still working his way back to full fitness. He made his first start of the year, first minutes of the year at Las Vegas last time out. Both him and Silla make way. Both players making their second starts. Hagar comes in for a fifth appearance. Muhammadu War comes in for a fourth sub appearance of the season. His sub appearance against Lexington on March 15th was very profitable. He scored an equalizer in the 97th minute. Those substitutions presented by Mediquip. Turning setbacks into comebacks. Shuttler goes up, goes down. He's fouled. There's some frustration there. The referee says, why don't you head back towards your defensive area, Freddie Kleeman.
And that's that aerial threat from Freddie Kleeman. There's no question with some of these deliveries that you're gonna pick out Kleeman. Goes through Colin Shuttler here, and always gonna protect the goalkeeper in these situations.
It's a painful one in the ribs as well. Shuttler's a little slow to get back up. They'll hope on a Orange County front that he's just a little slow getting back up. Feeling the effects of that challenge. It was a hard fall after a coming together, and a chance for both coaches to get some words in, players to get some water. About a half hour left plus stoppage time. What are the big turning points, big focal points in the final 30-plus minutes?
For Sacramento Republic, I just think they're finding themselves being a lot more decisive in the final third. They are not misfiring, sputtering out. They are popping that ball off their foot. They are making decisions, and at a high clip, and that has flipped the script in this game, and it's flipped the momentum. It's put Orange County in some precarious situations. I think for Orange County, they have found a counter hit where they're finding some of those outlets in transition. So they've already forced Sacramento Republic into some difficult fouls, some picked up yellow cards. Can they reward themselves in some of those situations? But I would also dare to say that I don't think they can absorb this kind of pressure for the remaining moments of this game, because there is still a lot of time left, and Sacramento Republic is finding that success with wide delivery, central entries. I mean, they are sprinkling in quite a variety in that attacking third.
So Shuttler is back on his feet. It was likely to say wind and knocked out of him situation. Chibi Ukebu is preparing to come into the game. So subs can happen now. Ukebu will be coming in for Jared Timmer. Coming in as well, Ryan JJ. Making way will be Ryan Spalding. Both of these subs are brought to you by MediQuip, turning setbacks into comebacks. And it's a debut for Sacramento now for Ryan JJ, player who spent the last 2 years with the Charlotte Independents in the USL League One. Made 45 appearances, scored 2 goals, had 2 assists, was a very versatile option for the Jacks in League One. So JJ comes in, as does Ukebu, both into the back line. Some like-for-like changes in the defense. We'll have to deal with the recent subs, including War, who's putting some pressure on the ball. Back to JJ. French defender, 6 feet tall. Now Ukebu. Young defender, 18 years old himself. 7th ever Academy signing in club history to get a pro contract. Moved out wide. Here's Dogman. Rolls one forward. The flag will go up. Ryan McKinnon riding the last line of the defense and just crossed over. Flag goes up. It's offside.
And Jack, we're headed into the 22nd minute here in the second half. 0 shots for Orange County. 4 shots, 1 on target for Sacramento Republic. And you brought up the touches in the opposition box. 7 for Sacramento Republic, 3 for Orange County. This is all in the second half. So momentum has definitely favored Sacramento Republic. And
Cicerone dancing through a crowd. Just one too many that he tried to take on individually. There's appeals from both teams over who that last touched. It last touched Orange County. Quick throw in taken. Cicerone trying to return it. This one bounces out. It will be a corner kick. And it's the first corner of the match. Opportunity to try and put some numbers forward for Sacramento Republic. This corner kick taken in the 68th minute is presented by City Side Fiber. Dominic Bonner will be the player who takes it. Bonner, the corner. There was some pushing and shoving in the box. It's a free kick. The chance is gone. Check out all the new arrivals for the 2025 season. This week's new arrivals features the Back to Blue collection, including a royal blue, an orange scarf, and fan favorites, including ultra cozy hoodies and t-shirts. Visit OCSCshop.com. Neil Collins cutting a stressed figure in the final minutes of our second half.
Looked like behind Neil Collins, Rodrigo Lopez was preparing to come in.
Throwing for Sacramento. Great return for him into the squad. We talked about some of the injury ins and out issues. Lee Desmond, Nick Ross, both not in the squad here today. Jared Timmer is making just a second start of the season, 2 back-to-back, but he missed the first 3 games of the year. Rodrigo Lopez making his way back from an ACL tear that happened in May 2024. He's made 2 sub appearances now, could make a 3rd here today. As Ryan JJ, who has also been limited so far this season, stepped forward and won that one. The pass there by Pirano, unable to find his teammate. Dogman back to Shuttler, and Shuttler puts a foot through it upfield. Ukebu kept it in play. Willie out wide, Vonner, Pirano. Cicerone. Felipe. Good touches to bring this one down. Put in the mix. It's knocked away. Here's War. Ooh, that's turned over. Cicerone looking at his options. He cuts one back. Benitez puts it in the mix. The header towards goal goes just over. Attacking at that back post was Sebastian Herrera. 1 goal already from the bench today, not able to make it 2. And coming into the match now for Blake Willie is Rodrigo Lopez. The 37-year-old forward Lopez. Vidiello gives the armband to Willie to give to Lopez. That substitution brought to you by Mediquip.
So good to see Rodrigo Lopez back. He's working now, down a goal.
Oh, that's a heavy challenge. Referee quickly to the pocket. It's a yellow card. There's appeals that it should be a different color. That was a heavy challenge, to say the least, from Chris Hagart. And he was quickly booked by the referee. See this one again.
This looked like a vicious challenge. Oof.
You can see the argument from Sacramento. I'm never going to advocate for a referee changing the game, but those studs are raised. Referee Elton Garcia opting for the yellow card. He has had similar rulings on some heavy challenges so far today.
So clearly momentum has stayed with Sacramento Republic. How does Orange County reclaim it? Where are their outlets? Which of the players is going to help restructure the way that they're able to find some outlets?
Hagart's pass was off there, trying to pick out Zubak. Here's Lopez. His first touches since entering the game.
But these are times in matches that you expect. You go into games, especially games like these, with rivals and teams that you expect to face throughout the Western Conference and be battling in the standings, that you're going to suffer a little bit. You're going to not see the ball.
That's a save by Shuttler.
But how do you collectively suffer? How do you problem solve? How do you collaborate to get out of these situations and build into a rhythm and get back to that front-footed play that you displayed early on and to kick off the second half?
Hagart brings it down. Ukebu gets a foot to it, knocks it out of play. Last touching Orange County. It's going to be a throw in for Sacramento. So no shots in this half like you observed for Orange County, but they have a goal from that own goal. An odd half after a bright first few minutes. It's been all Sacramento who look most likely to get the next goal if there's going to be another one. Partida thought about a pass out to this near side, opts the sideways ball to Dogman. Dogman 1 assist today already. We'll go all the way back to Shuttler. He lays it off. Ben Alcazar swings one to War. Both players challenging for it. It spins for Felipe. Loose ball again falls to him. He finds Cicerone, who can drive at the defense in some space. Russell, Cicerone on the left foot, parried away by Shuttler. The shot from distance blocked by a face. Referee waves away appeals of handball. Still with Sacramento in the attacking third, Pirano. Lopez. Ukebu returns it. Here's Lopez. A back heel returns it to Roro. A touch out of his feet, he goes down, he's fouled. A cheap free kick to give away. Eric, let's look back on a great sequence from Sacramento in the attack.
And along with being collective, defensively absorbing some of these massive moments for Sacramento Republic, you need big plays, and Colin Shuttler making a big save on Russell Cicerone, preserving the 1-goal advantage, tees it up on his left foot. And that quick break hitting Orange County when they found themselves expansive in possession. But it's not over, they gotta deal with this free kick.
It's going to be service from Rodrigo Lopez. One man in the wall for Orange County. Lopez delivers to the back post, knotted down, save Shuttler, point blank, trying to squeak it over the line, it's pushed out. The shot from distance off the upright. Shuttler might be down, trying to keep the chance alive, Lopez. Shuttler is down in the 6-yard box, and they are furious, Orange County are. Their goalkeeper was down, but Sacramento only get a corner from the situation.
I mean, just sacrifice all around. Bodies going everywhere. What a save by Colin Shuttler. The positioning and focus to get down to that ball, and then the commitment from the defenders to prevent anything else to come from that. So important.
What a save. Ames got stepped on, rolled up on. He's in quite a bit of discomfort in that 6-yard box. So this corner, we'll wait for this to be taken until we get resolution on this issue. And it allows a chance for Vuk Latinovic to come into the game to make his debut. So Lion McKinnon, who makes his first start since joining Orange County, was threatening throughout. He'll make way. Coming in now is Vuk Latinovic. He was signed on a 25-day contract, and it was announced earlier today, so not been with the side for very long. The center back, originally from Brookfield, Wisconsin, was most recently with Sandnes in the Norwegian 3rd Division. He's a center back by trade. He comes on and embraces his center back partner, Tom Brewitt. It tells you where this game is headed for Orange County. Forward off, center back on.
Yeah, it's going to be about management and picking and choosing some of the moments. I know it was a while ago, but there was a play where Partida, that run from Grayson Duty down the line along that right flank, and he didn't play the ball. He ended up going back to that position. That's that psychological part of this game. You're nursing a 1-goal lead. You're trying to keep possession, so you don't go spray the ball out to that right flank where you've got a runner that's going to be dangerous. You do elect to go safe. And
from Latinovic is brought to you by MediQuip, turning setbacks into comebacks. It's a corner now. This one whipped into the box. Great header out, climbing highest. This one clipped forward. Shuttler gets a paw to it, keeps it in play. Well, if you're looking for the most flexible way to come down to the champ in 2025, our 10-ticket flex packs are just what you need. Use these 10 tickets to attend multiple games with a friend, or grab your friends and family and use them all in one match. The choice is completely yours. It's flexible. Grab yours today at orangecountysoccerclub.com/flex-packs.
Sacramento Republic has 12 shots total in the match. 8 of them have been in the second half.
Turned over. Here's Scott. He's been riding an early yellow card. Has done very well in the midfield with his ball playing. That one returned to him off. It's a throw-in for Sacramento.
And unfortunately for Orange County, those second 45 woes continue. 7 of the 8 goals conceded have been in the second half. Now 8 of 9 goals have been conceded in the second half.
Felipe, his pass not able to find a teammate. Zubac dropping back, trying to get a challenge in. It's knocked upfield. It's going to be a throw in very deep inside their own half for Orange County. Grayson Duty in the area to take.
Now they're going to pack their half defensively, make sure that they're not giving anything to Sacramento Republic. If you have no options to play into those tight spaces to get out, you're going to play it up and over, make sure you clear lines.
War putting the pressure on, trying to turn over Ukebu. Can't quite do so. His pass under hit though. Here's War now in the midfield. Back to Partida. Returns to the midfielder. Pokes one along. Brewitt. That's a poor pass, turned over. Big coming together there. Felipe followed up with one. That one's knocked upfield. One for War to chase, try and cause some chaos. Knocked back by JJ.
And that's what you want. If you're going to go and elect to play vertical and have a good clearance, you want it to have to be a play that resets Sacramento Republic. You want them to have to go 90 to 100 yards to restart.
Felipe rolls it back. One-touch passing. Lopez climbs highest. Scott moved along in the midfield. Good work from Hagar not to turn it over. Outlet pass there, swung out wide for War. He gets there. The flag stays down. He was onside. Move backwards with this one. Force Sacramento back. Stretch them around. Here's Lacinovic, the debutant. Tries one over the top, a progressive ball. That's a foul from behind. And that's a really cheap free kick to give away for Freddie Kleeman and Sacramento Republic.
Yeah, plays into the hands of Orange County. It allows them to take precious time off the clock and then gives them that important moment where they can get numbers forward. They can throw a ball in the box if they want to and see if they can make something of it. This is a team that has not found a lot of offensive success here in the second half. Besides that own goal early, have not been able or have found themselves in and around the final third of Sacramento Republic.
It's going to be Chris Haggard who stands over it. The substitute midfielder puts one in towards the back post. The header down. And he finds an opposing jersey. Now a chance to stretch, to break. It's Lopez, got his dribble, his idea tangled at his feet. Partida, a clever pass. Duty, that's a poor one. It's turned over. Sacramento in the attacking third now. Benitez, he's forced backwards. Felipe. Lopez. Ukebu. Trying to generate something is Vonner. Lopez against a very, very low Orange County block. Kleeman.
And this is what Orange County is going to be okay with.
Pirano, Lopez, Pirano. It's a big challenge after Cicerone got onto it. JJ loses out to War. Kleeman comes on to the loose one. They try to do commentators' cars against you right there.
As I say that, Sacramento Republic unlocks dangerous space right inside the 18-yard box. That's not what Orange County is going to be okay with. They're going to be okay with Sacramento Republic maintaining possession and knocking it in and around the 18-yard box, denying services, but also denying that central space.
Scott, who's down with a bit of cramp after he was fouled. Advantage had been played for a moment. We're in the 85th minute now. In the open, we told you about Sacramento's woes so far this season with late goals they've conceded. 87th minute winner for Tulsa against them. Last match, 98th minute, Amadou Dia. Colorado Springs, 97th minute equalizer, Justin Dillon. They have had it go against them for so much this season. They're trying to do the opposite here today. Well, if you can't watch the match, turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access on Tuesday nights. You can hear live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more. All on Sirius XM FC 157 and the new Sirius XM app. Played back to Scott. Partita. Moved out wide by Zubak to Scott. Scott slicing a pass back for Lacinovic. Has to be careful. He does pick out another blue jersey. Shuttler. Under the pressure from Herrera. Drops one to Scott. A good first touch from the midfielder. Partita moves it along. Lacinovic. Lacinovic clipped forward. Great challenge coming in. Cicerone. Back to JJ. Ryan JJ. Pass into the midfield. Vonner. Has the overlap coming from Benitez. Benitez, he's brought down. Referee was playing advantage for a moment, and he will bring it back for a foul and for a free kick and a yellow card. That was a heavy challenge from Grayson Duty.
Yeah, this is the second big challenge from Orange County. I know you pick up a yellow card with it, but this is one of those late game scenarios where now you put your team in a position where you've got to deal with a free kick against a team that is not only opportunistic, but going to throw
of it. It goes up, it goes out, a corner will come. Lopez goes over. City side fiber, corner kick. Lopez puts one into the box. Header out. JJ over the bar. It's a chance now for another substitution to come in. Ashton Miles will come into the match. Making way will be Kyle Scott. We saw him cramping up a few moments ago. No nonsense approach from Danny Stone. Doesn't want anybody out there who may not be able to finish the task. They're up by 1 goal. And that sub is presented by Mediquip, turning setbacks into comebacks.
I thought a solid performance from Kyle Scott. I thought there was a lot more involvement in the first half. You had mentioned it. It was almost that quarterback from that deeper position, the ability to unlock spaces, get on the ball, be a playmaker, but also off the ball, screened a lot of passes, disrupted play, influenced where and when.
Foul from behind.
Sacramento Republic were able to get forward. A bit of a quieter involvement here in the second half. But I would also say that all around from Orange County. But they'll look at that stuff later. They just focused on 3 points tonight.
Just get it over the line is the main focus right now. Quickly taken. It's laid back. Here's Duty. Trying to clip one forward. That's going to fall in the box for War. Can he turn? He gets a back heel off. The shot parried away by Vidiello. Towards the top of the box. Cicerone gets the first touch to it. Good step from Dogman. It's knocked upfield. That's a good pair of touches under a bit of pressure. It's knocked out wide. It's kept in play. Knocked back, Zubak. Duty, or rather Haggart goes down off the ball. He was fouled. That's a cheap free kick to give away. Maybe a chance to put some numbers forward and definitely to kill some more time as we enter into stoppage time, which is presented by Zolfagari Law Firm. 7 minutes of it. A lot of time left.
Yeah, that is a number that Sacramento Republic is grateful to see in Orange County.
Haggart, who delivers a sweeping ball, the header wide, out for a goal kick. Vidiello gets play restarted. You see the gears in Zubak's mind. Thought about maybe a big challenge, opted against it. Benitez, his pass poor, goes out of play. The USL Championship and League One are on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golazo Network and on ESPN+. Head over to USLChampionship.com or USLLeague1.com for the complete USL TV listings. There's a foul from behind. We are rapidly coming upon the first round of the Jägermeister Cup, which will see the introduction of interleague play between League One sides, championship sides, and group play before a knockout tournament that is set to start on April 26th. It's a match against Las Vegas for Orange County, an interleague match. Sacramento host AV Alta, the new kid on the block in USL League One. Offside flag goes up. It's a free kick for Orange County.
I'm so excited about the involvement of USL Championship teams in the Jägermeister Cup, and I love the adjustment that USL Championship made to the regular season, going from the 34 games to 30. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of people disgruntled about the uneven portion of the schedule in terms of everybody doesn't play everybody. And
chested down, scuffed shot, it goes wide, so wide it's kept in play. Scraped along, back to the top of the area. Thought that chance was gone. It's still alive here. Partita the header away. Kleeman puts it back in the mix. It's going to roll towards the end line. Sprinting forward, Pirano. Dogman gets a foot to it. Lopez now. The back heel returns it to Lopez. Trying to put it back in the mix. It's knocked away. That one's out. A goal kick to come. eFootball is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play, and you can download it now as Ethan Zubak is slow back to his feet. It's been a long effort from him since the very beginning of the match. He's down with a bit of discomfort, and Colin Shuttler's saying, we need to make sure he is okay. That is our priority.
yeah, he's had to put in a lot of miles when you're sitting in that low block and you're kind of chasing the game.
So there was a yellow card for Shuttler as well for time wasting, which is his big frustration. It wasn't just, hey, we need him to get some treatment or some things there. He was booked for time wasting. So he has to be careful now. He ran away from the ball. He would hate to just get two stupid yellow cards in quick succession, but Zubak needs a sub is what they're signaling. And that's a little unnecessary.
And I know it's hard to say it, but this is where you just have to trust Elton Garcia and the officiating crew.
They'll add the time back.
Yes, 100%. There's no reason keep your head, keep your emotions. Know that Elton Garcia and his crew are going to make sure that all of this time, as they did with Colin Shuttler going down and some of the stoppages we've had with the 7 minutes added, they're going to add it on. And I can see the frustration in terms of the momentum maybe being taken away with the stoppage.
And the other issue is, Orange County, if I'm not mistaken, have used all 3 of their sub periods. So they have one more sub remaining, but they brought on War and Hagart together. Then they brought on Lacinovic. Then they brought on Miles. And those last 2 were in separate individual subs. So Zubak is down, he's in some discomfort, he's hurt. But I don't believe Orange County can make another substitution because of those sub periods. So it's either Zubak gets healthy, gets fit again, or they go down to 10. So Miles brought on in the 89th. Lacinovic brought on in the 78th. And a pair of subs in the 62nd minute. So 3 sub periods have been used by Orange County. They cannot do another one. So as he's sitting there, he's saying, we need a sub. You can see Herrera, and then first Lopez says, I'll help you get off.
And that's where you put yourself, we talked about at the discretion of a referee, but you put yourself in a difficult situation if you're Rodrigo Lopez, and obviously Herrera didn't necessarily get involved there at the end, but what if the referee pulls out a red card for,
yeah.
I mean, now you've just completely changed the narrative of your ability to get back in this match, as we see Ethan Zubak being moved off to the side of the field, because to your point, they're unable to get anyone else on.
So Zubak is off the field. We are nearing the end of stoppage time, but we are not nearing the end of this match. This is USL After Dark at its apex. So we've had the 7 minutes, and I think the referee is signaling that they've had all 3 sub periods, and they can't do another one. So it's a goal kick, and we, Eric, we have 4 minutes left, 3 minutes left, 5 minutes left. No idea.
Yeah, I'm not even going to begin to guess, because that was a significant amount of time.
We will go past 100. We're almost sure of that.
Yep.
So in a season where Sacramento have conceded equalizers in the 97th and the 98th minute, we will likely tick into triple digits for the minutes. For Sacramento this time, trailing, trying to be the ones performing the comeback. Down to 10 temporarily are Orange County. Ethan Zubak did not look good to continue as that one is played forward. You can see a bundle of people surrounding Zubak on the far side of the field.
And what you can't have happen for Sacramento Republic is let the emotions of that stoppage of play with Ethan Zubak affect your quality, your decision-making, your ruthlessness in some of the moments here towards the end of this match, because you just need one big chance.
We also had no yellow cards given out in that fracas, which I think is in part due to just the difficulty of saying who wouldn't be booked in that instance. Maybe Lopez, the most lucky player not to be booked. The flag goes up for offside. As Zubak looks on, they're playing with 10. They were out of substitutions. Knocked out of play. We've had about 2 minutes more. My rough estimate is we're playing to about 101. Don't get mad at me if I'm wrong, though. So we might have 2 minutes left. We might have a little bit more. Sacramento need a little bit more. That will do it. That will do it. Thought we'd have some more, but that will end it in 100 minutes. Orange County see things out, and they see off a late comeback effort. Ethan Zubak will be slow back to his feet. They'll hope his injury issues aren't lingering. But his goal in the first half was half of their goals, and they win this match 2-1 over Sacramento Republic.
Yeah, not as you would script it for Danny Stone and his group, but it's 3 points, and it's a massive 3 points at that. They absorbed a lot of pressure at the end, but they scored timely goals. They made big plays. That man right there, Colin Shuttler, made some of the biggest plays towards the end, and you have to hope that Ethan Zubak's going to be okay for upcoming matches. But overall, had different players step up in different moments, and that's what you need when your team coming off back-to-back losses and desperate for 3 points.
Let's look at our man of the match now as we begin to wind down our broadcast. It was a crucial moment early on in the game. Liam McKinnon stretches play out wide. Ethan Zubak, our man of the match, presented by Taqueria Oy.
Yeah, and this run from Ryan Dogman into this half space, picking out the runner, putting it in this dangerous area, and Ethan Zubak just has made a career of living in that space and scoring goals, and such a timely one for Orange County in that first half.
He scored the first and own goal for the second, proved to be the winner from Blake Willie. They see things out 2-1. Let's take one last break. On the other side, our full-time highlights from a hard-fought, contentious match between Orange County and Sacramento Republic.
RAV4 hybrid shoppers, listen up. You're paying more and getting less. The all-new Mazda CX-50 hybrid packs the same Toyota trusted hybrid powertrain, but delivers premium performance and more luxury. Why pay RAV4 prices when you get more with the CX-50 hybrid? And while Toyota dealers struggle with inventory, we have CX-50 hybrids in stock now at Tustin Mazda. Better tech, better value. Skip the wait. Buy a Mazda CX-50 hybrid now at Tustin Mazda. Think hybrid, think Mazda.
At the Pickup Family Neurosciences Institute, we function as a unit. Neurosurgery and neurology, physical medicine and rehab, physical therapy. It's patient-focused, patient-centered care. The future of the neurosciences at Hoag is filled with promise. We are at the cusp of incredible advancements and innovations that are truly going to transform medical care and its delivery. Patients don't just get a doctor when they come to Hoag, they get Team Hoag.
Tonight's final score is presented by Raising Cane's. It's Orange County SC 2, Sacramento Republic FC 1. It was a special day at home for Gnarly's birthday party, the mascot of Orange County. A party atmosphere to round things out for the home side. Jack Edwards, Eric Dobransky here with you to show you your full-time highlights presented by Omega Accounting. It starts here with a nice move out wide here today. A good cutback, a good finish for our man of the match, Ethan Zubak.
And I think it was an effective performance by Liam McKinnon and Bryson Jamison. They had caused a lot of problems, asked a lot of questions of Sacramento Republic. That run from Ryan Dogman and that finish from Ethan Zubak, really the reward that Orange County kind of deserved for that first half. And then it extended itself into the second half. The numbers and the pressure that they put on Sacramento Republic, forcing Willie into trying to make a play here, and unfortunately just takes that deflection and that daunting look at the back of the net, and knowing that you had conceded an own goal. But in this delivery by Timmer and the finish by that sub Herrera coming in and making an instant impact, cutting into the lead. You hadn't moved a lot of Orange County defenders, so the quality of the service and the quality of the finish were spot on. And Sacramento Republic just ramped up the pressure to finish this match. Just absorbed a lot of pressure, Orange County did. Found moments where they got big saves from Colin Shuttler, big actions from overall, an adaptable win for Danny Stone and his group. I don't think that it's the performance that they'll look back and see a complete 90 minutes from. They still didn't get a clean sheet, but overall they got the 3 points.
3 points go the way of Orange County SC. My broadcast partner, Eric Dobransky, our entire production crew, Jack Edwards. It was a hard-fought rivalry, and now Orange County holds a slim edge with 12 wins all-time over Sacramento Republic FC. These sides look now to the midweek for some U.S. Open Cup action. Orange County head to AV Alta, while Sacramento welcome the Darlings, El Farolito, coming up next. Full-time, it's Orange County 2, Sacramento 1, full-time from Championship Soccer Stadium.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.